Welcome to Realistic Reviews. On today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the Fiskars X15 Axe. So I know I've done a review for this already, but it was a tabletop review. And as I said in the previous video, I plan on redoing some of those and do outdoor reviews so you can see just what the products can do. So this is a redo of a review. So first we're going to discuss the sheath for this. And it's not really a sheath, it's just a plastic display hanger, but it actually works well as a sheath. I don't know if they intended for you to keep that as a sheath. I assume they did, but it's kind of a weird little sheath, but I like it. You know, when you're carrying it, it actually takes the weight off it quite a bit, and you almost just feel like you're carrying a short cane. And all it is this piece of plastic here. You spin and you slide it out, and yeah, I don't mind this at all for a sheath. I mean, it's kind of ugly, but it works, so yeah, that's fine. Now the axe itself, I don't know what kind of steel they use because they don't like to say, and I don't know how heavy this is, but it is quite heavy for its size. This is the X15, and it's a fiber comp handle, so it's like plastic, but it's supposed to be pretty damn indestructible. Like most, if not all, of Fiskars products, this is made in Finland. They have a lifetime warranty on it. And in case you ever do break it, which I doubt you will, their customer service is pretty fucking awesome. Now, I've used this to chop a lot of trees, and I mean a lot. That's what I use it for mostly, and that's the reason I bought it. That's why I bought the shorter one. They do have a longer version. They make splitting axes. They make hatchets, which I have a review of that as well. But for my purposes, I chose the shorter one because I needed to chop down trees if I don't have access to a chainsaw. And usually where I'm chopping down trees, I don't have a lot of room to work with, so I chose the shorter one. If you want a longer one, they do make the option. And you can literally buy these online for fairly cheap. You can buy them at Walmart. And, I mean, they sell them all over the damn place, and they don't cost a lot of money. And for what you're getting and what you're paying for, these are fantastic. I mean, I think I only paid like maybe $25, $26 for this axe, and that's a fucking deal right there. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm sure you're tired of hearing about it, I'm going to test it out a little bit. And I got this old shitty tree right here. I'm not going to cut it down by any means, but I am going to chop on it a little bit and just see how well it does. And I don't know how alive this tree still is, so we'll find out. So let's get to that. I just want to, before I get to this, I want to firstly say I am not an expert in axes by any means. I've used them quite a bit, but to reach expert level of axes takes years and years of practice. So if I'm doing something that you think is wrong or something, forgive me. I've only been using axes for a couple years now, so yeah, don't judge me too harshly, but let's try chopping a little bit on this. So you can see the damage I did on this tree, and it was pretty much easy. I mean, this is a fairly soft wood tree. It's not as dead as I thought. It's still pretty damn fresh and leaking. And keep in mind that if you use an axe for chopping down a tree, it's gonna expel a lot of energy. You're gonna use a lot of calories to do it, and it's not easy work. But look what I did to this tree. with fairly little effort. So far for a chopping axe, this is really good. But what I've never done with this is I've never split logs with it. And mainly because I find it too short and I have another axe that I use for that. Plus every once in a while I do use a splitting mold, but I want to know just how well this could split some logs, so let's go do that. So I have, shut up bird, I have no idea what kind of wood this is. I will find out one day. I always say I don't know, but we always use this wood, so I'm gonna find out. But it's very hard wood. It's dead, but it's not rotten, and I'm gonna see how well this splits, so let's do that. That was pretty fucking easy. So I got half of it here. I'm going to try to split that in half too, because we just need it for burning. So let's kill two birds with one stone. So I'm going to split one more piece, and this one has a big knot in it right here, so we'll see how this one goes. So in the end, if you're looking for a cheap axe that you may or may not use a lot, that's why you're looking for a cheap one, definitely check out the Fiskars axes. This is the X15 model. They make the longer ones, they make splitting molds, they make hatchets. But for my purposes, this was one that I really wanted to get, and it's been serving me well for a long time. You saw how well it chops at trees. You saw how well it splits logs. Even though it's very short, it did very good work at that, made very short work of it. And yeah, it's just an overall great axe. Doesn't cost a lot of money. Readily available. You can get these at frickin' Walmart or anything. And yeah, I highly recommend this axe, especially if it's just going to be something that you use a few times a year. You don't want to spend a shit ton of money on. Fiskars has you covered for that, so definitely check it out. Hope you liked this video. Make sure you subscribe, and anything else you want to add, let me know in the comments down below.